Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and another fascinating puzzle today featuring arrows, just a bunch of arrows, and some killer cages, a couple of white dots. Really pretty looking puzzle. This is by Kenneth's dad who sent it to us, and I say Kenneth's dad not because I don't know their name, but because that is their pseudonym. The puzzle's called Quadrangularly Sparse, and I'm going to give it a go in a moment. Don't forget that coming up on the 1st of November, 1st of December, we have a very special Patreon reward by a group of authors. And, well, when I say there's 100 puzzles in it, you're going to be shocked, horrified, and stunned. But when I say that it may be the quickest Patreon reward you've ever solved, you're going to be baffled and confused and think I'm a liar. Let's see which of those statements, if any, or both, are true when we get to the 1st of December. I think it's going to be very entertaining. Do join us on Patreon. There's always some extra content like Simon solving phenomenon, which is fascinating, the incredible Darth Paradox puzzle. We've got, of course, all of our apps, which include Arrow Sudoku and Killer Sudoku and Domino Sudoku. Do check those out on the links under the video. They are excellent. And we have more apps in mind. We're beginning to. And finally, I'm going to mention Sven's SUDOKU PAD and our holiday merchandise with all the Christmas and holidays stuff on it. Do check it out. You can get your Bobbins logos as well on caps and hats and things. One day you're going to meet someone with one on and you're going to know what they've been watching. Anyway, check it all out. The first link under the video is to this puzzle by Kenneth's dad called Quadrangularly Sparse. And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits may not repeat within a cage and must sum to the number shown. So these are 3 different digits adding up to 9. The digits along each arrow must sum to the digit in the circled cell. So those two add up to that, as do those two, etc. And 2 digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Doesn't mean all dots are given. Give it a try. I'm going to restart my clock now and say, let's get cracking. And I'm only seeing one cage where I know the constituents straight away. That's over there, a 1, 2, 4. So what's going on around here? Something with this sort of insect shape. Now, I was going to say, I suspect this circle of being a 9. But I don't have any evidence for that. It could be as little as a 5 if that was 1, 4 and that was 1, 4 and that was 2, 3 and that was 2, 3. Actually, that wouldn't let that cell exist. So it's not a 5. And by the same token, it's not a 6 because that would make those 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got that far. It's at least a 7. What's going on here? Something interesting is going on here. Don't think it involves the Fistamafel ring. It's got something to do with boxes 1 and 7. Those two cages add up to 45 between them. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting because because of the secret which we sometimes share with you that 45 is the total of every column and row and box, this area must add up to 45 in columns 1 and 2 as well. But we also know that this area adds up to 45, and that means that the total of those 4 is the same as the total of those 3. The total of those 3 is a bit constrained by these numbers being in the 9 cage. But I can only say a bit constrained. I cannot say very constrained. Oh, where do 1 and 2 go in this column? That's an unusual question I hadn't thought of asking. But they can't be in this box, and they can't be in the 12 cages, so they're there. Then one of the 12 cages is a 4/8 cage. Is that vaguely interesting for the 9 cages? A 9 cage in 3 cells has to have 3 very low digits in, by which I mean from 1, 2, and 3. Okay, a 27 cage has to have a 9 in it, I think, because 8, 7, 6, 5 only adds up to 26. These are all low from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what to do here at all. If these didn't involve a 6 or a 5, or both, then they'd be low. They'd be from 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of these arrows must have 1 low digit on. And if that was the case, you'd have 1 low digit there, 1 there, 1 there, and the 4th one there. The same in this row. Yeah, I don't know. It's not quite strong enough. There's something going on here that I cannot see. I just need to think of it. Or is it a set theory problem? That is not impossible at all. Any repeated digit between the 27 and the 18 must go in those cells. There must be a repeated digit because otherwise they couldn't add up to 45 in 8 cells. They'd add up to 45 in 9 cells. I don't know if that's clear, but you can't remove one of the digits from 1 to 9 and still add up to 45. So you'd have to remove 2 digits and you'd end up with 2 being the same between the 27 and the 18. It's not a powerful conclusion. It is true, but it's a bit weird to explain. But there must be a repeat digit between these cages, which is in these. But I don't know whether it's a sort of lowish digit. Okay, this one can't have a 1 or a 2 in it. Oh, that's interesting. So this digit, let's give it a colour of purple. It can't be in this cage, and it's not in those cells, so it must be in one of these 2. Now, if this digit, which we will call orange, as it's not the purple one, was in these 2 cells, 1 and 2 would be locked up there. The minimum value for these 4 would be 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would break these 2 9 cages, because we'd already be up to the 18 total without having tried to put anything in there. So this is not in those cells, but is somewhere in the 18 cage. I mean, that is not surprising in a way, but it is true. This cell sees both 1 and 2. I'm going to put 3, 4, 5, 6 as possibilities there. The trouble is, if that's a 9, these don't need 1 and 2 on. They could actually be 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. Well, they couldn't quite, because that would leave an X-wing impossibility in row 5 for 3, 4, 5, and 6. But, okay, so all I've proved is that one of these arrows minimum must have a 1 or a 2 on, and that is not an exciting conclusion to prove. But I think this is worth pursuing. So this cage doesn't have that flavour of 1 or 2 in it. Right, it must have the other flavour in it, because a 9 cage needs a 1 or a 2 in. And it must also have a 3 in it now, because it's either 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. It's not 1, 2, 6. These two cages cannot be made up of the same 3 digits, or those 3 digits would appear in all of those cells, which is 4 lots of 3 digits in a column, which is too many. So this is a different makeup from this one. But this could still be 1, 2, 6. Both orange and purple could be in there. You'd just need 2 other cells that added to 15. Not a problem. But if purple was here, okay, now I'm going to say that either orange or 3 is looking at these 2 cells. If orange was looking at them, then only purple is the 1, 2, or the 1 or 2 in this cage, and purple would have to sit there because of this pair, and these would have to add up to 7 or 8. Alternatively, if there's a 3 in these cells, well, then 3 can sit round the corner. Those would add up to 6, or this could be made up without a 3. It could be 1, 2, 6. Orange would have to go here. There's something going on here. This needs further thought. And it may not be as complicated as I'm making it look, but we're getting a lot of pressure now. We're getting a lot of pressure on these cells. None of these are purple. So there is a 3, there is an orange, and there is whatever goes with orange in making up 6. Okay, I think purple has to be in this group. If purple wasn't in this group of cells, if purple wasn't in this group of cells, it would be the same makeup as this group, and that we've just said that's impossible because of those 4 cells. So purple is in it. Let me just kind of prove that. If purple wasn't in it, that 1 or 2 would be missing, and there's only one way of making up the 9 cage without either a 1, then it's 2, 3, 4, and then these will all be 2, 3, 4, and that will break in column 3. Or if purple's a 2, this is 1, 3, 5, that has to be 1, 3, 5 as well if it didn't have purple in it. So this is purple. That's taken me a long time. Now purple is in this cage. 1 and 2 are both in this cage with a pair that add up to 15. Now, is orange in this cage? It would have to be here and here. And then it would go into this cage, and it's not allowed in that cage because it's not big enough. 1 and 2 can't be in that cage. So orange is not here. Orange is not in this cage at all. This is the other version of purple plus 3 plus the number that goes with 3 in the purple cage. Anyway, that's ruled out 3 from those cells, and this one becomes a 3. And we've got our first digit in the grid and as always, a thoroughly unexpected place. That makes this a quality puzzle. Look, 3 there and 3 there means 3 is now in this cage, and it's a 3, 7, 8, 9. And we've got 1 and 2 locked down here. So these are from, oh no, I was going to say these are from 4, 5, 6, but they could still include orange. I can't jump ahead of myself there. 3, 7, 8, 9 there. This includes 1, 2. Well, okay, it can't now be 1, 2, 7, 8, or you'd have a 7, 8 X-Wing putting 7 and 8 in these cells, and only one of them can get into them. So this is 1, 2, 6, 9 now. And 9 is the common digit, and therefore 9 appears there in the circle, as I suspected it would. I didn't expect I'd get that as the first digit in the puzzle, but my expectation included thinking that might quite likely be a 9. Now, these add up to 6. These include a 3. They add up to 8 or 7. So they're either 3, 4 or 3, 5. These are either 1, 5 or 2, 4. And that's using up all the 4s and 5s, and 3 and 9 and 1 and 2. These come from 6, 7 and 8, and they can't include a 6. So they come from 7 and 8. Now, that white dot connection, I don't know if it's 6, 7 or 8, 9, but it's not using 1 or 2 in that cell. Now, 7, 8 there. Oh, that's not helping. 3, 7, 8, 9. These include the other one of 1 or 2 and 6. So this connection could either be 2, 3 or 7, 6. Weird. Okay. I don't think this is advancing me much at the moment. Is there a digit that has to be here? 3, 7, 8, 9, 6 is there. These are from 1, 2, 4, 5, because 6 is definitely in one of these two. That gives me a 1, 2, 4, 5 quad in the row. Everything else in the row is from 6, 7, 8, 9. Up here I've got 1, 2, 6, 9 there, 7, 8 there. This is a 3, 4, 5 triple in the box. And again, 6, 7, 8, 9 fill the rest of the row. This is fascinating. One of these is 8, 4. That's not interesting. What about these? Not much. I mean, 9 and 11 have 4 ab initio ways to be filled. So ruling 3 out of them isn't that helpful. Eleven's going to take at least one large digit, but 9 doesn't have to. Okay, we've got 7, 8 here. We've got 1, 2, 6, 9 there. That 3, 4, 5 triple. That digit appears in those cells. That 1 is not purple, so it appears in those cells. These, they're not necessarily, one of them's probably a 5. If they weren't a 5, okay, I think that's slightly interesting. What I said earlier about 5s or 6s having to be here seems right, because if they weren't there, oh no, it would, no. I was going to say there's a problem with low digits in... in row 5 in the end. But I'm not sure that's right. If these weren't 5, these would all the low digits from 1, 2, 3, 4 would have been used up here. These would have to be from high digits, 6, 7, 8. In this box, though, it doesn't work the same way. No, I don't think I've got that conclusion. That felt like it was coming. It didn't. Orange is down here somewhere. Purple is up here somewhere. This doesn't have to have orange or purple in. This doesn't have 3 or purple in it, but it could be 5, 4, or it could have orange in it. Man, this is getting tougher as we go. I thought it'd been hard already. If that was 2, 6, this would have to be 4, 7. If that was 4, 7, this would have to be 1, 8. I mean, that's all quite interesting, but it doesn't change anything. These were good conclusions. Why is this not leading somewhere? Fistamafel ring. 3, 7, 8, 9. They could easily be there. 1, 2, 6, 9. We've obviously got one of each of 1 and 2 there. 6, 9 could be there, but we've got all of these to fill in as well. Oh, we know what these add up to. I hadn't considered that. 12, 24, 27. They add up to 18. So they're a pair adding up to 12 because there's still a pair left, and the number 6. Okay. And these are a pair adding up to 12, and the number, well, this is just maths, 18, 25. Oh no, these aren't a pair adding up to 12. They've got 8 from that pair, from the 4, 8 pair. They've got an 8 in, so there's no 8 in that cell. Now, what's that doing? Does that do anything? It doesn't, does it? Not on its own. 1 and 2 are up here. 6, 7, 9. 4 must be in one of these groups as well. 1, 2, 4, and 6. Yeah, there is a pair as well. Along with the 8, there is a pair that adds to 12 here. Be it 3, 9 or 5, 7. Just as there is here. I don't know how to use that at all. It's these corners of there's 9 cages. Why can't I do them? If that's a 2, that's 3, 4, and that's 1, 5. I just can't think this makes a difference doing it one way round or the other. That's a really interesting puzzle. I don't know what to do next. It's a little bit mind-blowing that we've got enough information. I feel like I want to kind of add up this whole box and this box and see what we're left with somehow. I can't know what those three add up to, because although I know what those two add up to, I can't resolve what those two will be. Just seems like there's almost enough information to do this sort of thing, to make this work. I mean, obviously there is enough information to make it work. I just can't find what that is. Oh, 9 in this cage, in this box. It's obviously not on its own arrow. So it's in one of those two cells. So those can't have a 9 in. So this can't be 9-2 or 8-3. It is 7-4 or 6-5. Ooh. So we've still got 1, 2, and 3 to place in the column, and only one of them can go in there. So 2 of them go in these cells. If that was 3-5, this would be 4-7. That would be a 6-8 pair. That would be 1-2-9. If this wasn't 3-5, one of these would be 3. That's not very interesting. Orange would be here. I haven't thought about orange and purple in a little while. Ah, purple can't be down here anymore, can it? Because of these numbers. So purple is in one of these cells. And then purple, oh, purple's in one of these, not in the cage where I'd like it. Is orange in the cage? Can we think about orange? Not really, because orange could still be... Ah, this can't be 4-5 anymore, or you can't make the 11 cage. So it does have a really low digit in it. It does have orange in it. It is 1-8 or 2-7. These are all from 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. 9 has to be up here somewhere in one of these cells, doesn't it? In this column, yes it does. That's now not a 9, and now 9 is definitely in one of these two, and this is not a 9-3 cage, which doesn't finish what it is at all, but still, that's more information than I had. These digits are no higher than 5, and 2 out of 1, 2, and 3 are there. So one of them comes from 1, 2, and 3, and the other is from 4 and 5. So one of these arrows is a 4-5 arrow. Ooh, if it was that arrow, that's a 3. If it's that arrow, that's orange. And on the... I was going to say none of these can be a 4-5 pair, but I'm not sure about that. Now, this is... Does this... If this was 2-7, that would be 6-5. That would be 8-9. That would be 1-4. If this was 1-8, 2 would be here, obviously. That's not as conclusive. Oh, come on. Keep powering on. We're getting there. I feel that 9 has to... Oh, that can't be 9. 9 is in this group. That's not helpful. This is so interesting, but it's getting harder and harder. I didn't expect this at all. Orange, purple. One of those is orange. 1, 7, 2, 6 or 3, 5 up in this 8 cage. Or, wow, these have got narrowed down a bit, haven't they? Now, I think my goal of adding the triples in all of these columns and rows, it's just not coming to anything. Even though I know those add up to 12 and those add up to 11 and the total is 23. That's not going to tell me anything. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. It's interesting that 9 got ruled out here. Either this has the other of 7 and 6, or it's 3, 5 as a pair. If it has the other of 7 and 6, then 7, 6 and 8 have all been used up there. Ah, okay. Yeah, there we go. This can't, it uses one of 6 or 7, and it can't use the other one. These must use one of 6 or 7, and then they use 8. And now 6 and 7 are not available here. That is a 3, 5 pair. Oh, it takes ages, doesn't it, when you're not being smart. Right, 1 and 2. Orange is here somewhere, surprisingly, along with purple. But these are now from 3, 4 or 5. So these are from 4, 5 or 6. Well, yeah, so that's a 3, 4, 5, 6 quadruple. So then we have a 7, 8 pair in the box. One of these is a 4, 5 pair, and one of them is a 3, 6 pair. It feels like it has implications there. Could either of these be a 4, 5 pair now? I'm going to ask that. No, actually 7 and 8, where do they go in this box? Not there. So one of them's in these. Well, one of them is in each arrow. So that is a 1, 2, 7, 8 set of arrows. This is not 1 or 2. It is not orange. This is orange, 1 or 2. This is 4 or 5, so this is not a 4, 5 arrow. I finally get my 3rd and 4th digits in the grid. This is the 4, 5 arrow. That has become a 3 by effectively Sudoku now. I mean, I don't think I've advanced dramatically. There's a 6 in one of these cells, and I've placed 6 in box 6. Now, that 4, 5 pair stops that being a 4. What are these? These are from 4, 5, 6. And they include 6, 9, 7, 8. So, I don't know, somehow 3 is turning up in one of those two cells. Now that 3, 5 pair, look down here. That becomes 4, 7. That looks over here. That becomes 1, 8. There's no 8 in these cells, and 8 in this row is now at the end. Interesting. So that's become a 6, actually, if this is all right. I think it is. This is an 8 in the column. 6, 4, 7. This is a 9 in the box. This is a 2, 5 pair. And we now finally know that purple is 2. I suppose I could have done that from there. Anyway, I'm going to use that as far as I can. 2 is purple. 1 is orange. It's not very far I get to use that for. But this has become a 4 to make up the 9 cage. This has become a 5 to make up this one. That might do something. Got 4, 6, 9, 7, 8. That can't be 4, so this is 4. And a 1, 2 pair, so this is now a 3, 5 pair. These cells remaining are from 7, 8, 9. And I've said that 8 can't be in this one because one of these has to be an 8, 4 cage. This is 7 now. So this isn't 7, 5 or 8, 4. This is 9, 3. That's going to put 5, 7 there. This is the 8, 4 cage up the top. These are an 8, 9 pair and a 3. That has become 6. Yes. This is 7. That's 9. Oh, lots of rows 3 and 7 done now. 4, 5 pair there. Still a 2, 6 pair here. Now, that can't have a 7 on. That's the 1, 8 pair. This is the 2, 7 pair. 2, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 1, 9, 8. So 9 can lose all its potential colouring. And it can clear off out of that cell, which has to be a 2. And for some reason I'm keeping the colouring on 1s and 2s going. Don't really know why, but while we're doing it, we'll do it. 2 there is also coloured, as is 1. Okay, I think we're going now. So these by naked pair, 2, 5 pair. That is a 9. I thought I'd done that earlier. This is a 1, 4 pair. This is a 5, 6 pair. This is a 3, 7 pair. 7, 8, 3, 5. Why is this not all collapsing quickly? Just because I'm not spotting what I've done quickly. That 2, 5 pair sorts out 4 and 5. So these are a known 9, 4 pair. These are 1, 6. Now I'm reducing everything to pairs apart from those corner boxes. It's going to come down to this or this breaking these rows. So if that was 3, 2, let's just check it. We'd have 5, 9, 6. Seems very possible. If it's 6, 7, we go 4, 1, 5, 8, 2. I don't know. It looks like that works. What about up here then? If that's 6, 7, 1, 3, 5, 2. This would have to be 9. That feels like the most constrained thing I've found so far. If it was 7, 8, 4 and 3 there, 9, 5, 2. I don't know, none of those break dramatically. Okay, there's still work to do in this. That's incredibly frustrating. One of them, maybe they don't work together. Goodness. Or I must have some X-wings that I just haven't spotted, maybe. That could be it. That is 6 or 9. So one of these is 6 or 9. I don't know. Something must break in one way or the other. Okay, let's try 9, 8. Oh, 9, 8 doesn't work there, does it? Because those would both be 4s. How did I not see that? I don't know. Anyway, that's good. This is 6, 7. That took a while. 1, 6. We get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, so that's not 1 or 6. That's now 2. It's also not 2. That's 9 in the corner. That gets no colour at all. These are a 1, 2 pair. That's become 8. That fixes 4 and 8, 4 and 9. Okay, that's row 1 is finished. I'm going to have to do the same again down here, or am I? Maybe I can move that 9. Yes, I can. 9 goes into here. Then we can carry that across. 3 and 9. Oh, and it's going to run out there. I'm going to have to do the same sort of thing down here. Oh, man, that's annoying. Right. Oh, no, I can use the 6 as well. Right. 6, 4, 4, 5, 5, 3. That confines 3 to another corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Right, enough of that. Now, that makes this a 7, which uses this white spot much more easily than the other one. Surely I can finish off now. I can certainly do these bottom 2 rows. And they are finished. Let's just clear up the colouring because we might as well. There we go. And now we can do the left columns. That's all that's left actually. 7 and 2. Right, let's make our 2s purple and our 1s orange before we finish. There's another one I hadn't cleared up. There's a 1. That looks like 9 oranges and 9 purples. And we can fill in the last 2 and 1 that got us going at all. What a that is quadrangularly sparse, Kenneth's dad. Very good puzzle, very entertaining. Really tricky actually throughout. 38 minutes. It felt like a lot longer. Great fun. And thank you for watching as always on the channel. It's a pleasure to be with you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.